Chapter 2: How we discover that misfortune works to fortify human beings. The uncle was my sole friend, the only man who truly knew me. For all others, I wished to be insignificant, and I easily succeeded. Women did not interest me. I even had a certain aversion for them, and, as a consequence, for the idiots who loved them too much. My determination to learn the maximum was greatly helped by the astonishing memory. After reading a book attentively, I knew it by heart, even if it were written in a pretentious style. But I also had the faculty of retaining only what was worthwhile. My distinctive or distinctly superior intelligence would retain only the valuable ideas, and I knew how to criticize even the greatest professors. My liking for aesthetic doctrines, which are the basis and the foundation of the party, exalted my zeal, which was unbounded. At the end of 6 years of arduous studies, the uncle summoned me one evening to his office. Until then, he had received me at his home. On that day, I noticed that he was really a high police officer, as I had always supposed him to be. He made a tough proposal, capable, he thought, of upsetting me. He said to me, "I am going to send you to practice a militant and an international atheism. You will have to fight all religions, but principally the Catholic, which is better organized. To do so, you will enter a seminary and become a Roman Catholic priest." A moment of silence, during which I let joy pervade me, while it kept an appearance of total indifference, was my only answer. The uncle was satisfied, and he did not hide it. With the same calm he continued, "To be able to enter a seminary, you will have to return to Poland, reconcile yourself with your adoptive family, and present yourself to the bishop." I had a short feeling of revolt. Since the beginning of my connections with the uncle, it was the first time that I did not master myself. He seemed to be satisfied and amused by it. "So," he said, "you are not totally made of marble." This reflection made me furious, and I answered dryly, "I am. I shall remain so whatever happens." The uncle seemed to be relaxed and even amused, as if my career, my vocation, my future, and therefore that of the party, did not depend upon the decisions taken on this day. He added, "Marble is a beautiful thing, of a primordial use for one who wishes to become a secret agent. But on this occasion, it is necessary that you show to your family the greatest affection." I felt like a coward and asked in a pitiful tone, "During 6 years of seminary?" He answered me with a harshness shown toward the guilty. "And if I said yes, what would you answer?" It was easy for me to reply that I would submit, and I was surprised to feel more witty than he. He kept on smiling and said to me, "Yes, you were not able to hide that you thought me to be an idiot who was naively showing his hand." I turned red, something that never happens to me, and he added, "A secret agent has no blood in his veins, no heart, leaves no one, not even himself. He is the thing of the party which will devour him alive and without warning. Keep this well in mind, that wherever you will be, we will watch you and get rid of you, and at your first imprudence, it is to be well understood that if you are in danger, even without its being your fault, you must not rely upon us. You will be disavowed." I answered, "I know all of that, but I never hid from you the hatred that I feel for them. Hatred except the hatred of God, and at Linen's example, does not enter into our services." He replied, "I need you to be accepted by a true bishop of your native country, Poland. But we do not intend to have you pursue your religious studies in that country. No, you will be sent to a country across the Atlantic. But that is confidential. You will simulate surprise when you receive that orders. Yes, we are led to fear a European war with that fool who rules Germany. Therefore, it seems wiser to have you study somewhere else, Canada, for example. We have another motive also. It is that European seminaries are much more strict than those of America. I made an imperceptible gesture of protest, which was immediately detected. The uncle kept on saying, I know that you could endure 6 years of very strict seminary life without ever going out, but that is not a point. We need you to have learned what is going on in the world, and it is wise to be able to speak to the world in order to make it lose its faith, and it is to be understood without ever being suspected. It would be of no avail to send young men to seminaries if they got caught. No, you will remain a priest until death, and you will behave as a faithful and chaste priest. Anyway, I know you are intellectual. Then he gave me a few positions on the operation of the service into which I was going to enter, at the head of which I hoped to end my days. As soon as I entered the seminary, I was supposed to try to discover how to destroy all that was taught to me. But to do so, I should have to study attentively and intelligently, that is, without passion, the history of the Church. I would particularly never lose sight of the fact that persecutions only make martyrs of what Catholics have had reason to say that they are the seed of Christians. Therefore, no martyrs. I must never forget that all religions are based on fear. The essential fear. All religions are born from this fear. Therefore, if you suppress fear, you suppress religions. But that is not sufficient. It is up to you, he told me, to discover the right methods. I was swimming in joy. He added, you will write to me every week and very shortly to mention all the slogans that you wish to spread in the world, with a brief explanation of the reasons that have prompted you to choose them. At the end of a certain time, more or less long, you will be put into direct action with a network. That is, you will have 10 persons under your orders, and each of these 10 will also have 10 other persons under their orders. The 10 persons who will be directly under your orders will never know you. To reach you, they will have to pass through me. That you will never be denounced. We already have in our service numerous priests in all countries where Catholicism is implanted, but you will never know one another. One is a bishop. Maybe you will enter into that contact with him. It will depend upon the rank that you reach. We have spies everywhere, and particularly old ones, who follow the press of the whole world. A resume will be sent to you regularly. We will easily know when your own ideas have made their way into people's minds. See, an idea is good when some idiot writer presents it as one of his own. Nobody is more conceited than a writer. We rely much on such writers, and we do not have to train them. They work for us without knowing it, or rather without wanting to. I asked him how I could reach him if war broke out. He had foreseen anything. I would receive in due time a letter mailed from a free country and out of the reach of hostilities. I would recognize such letter to be valid because it would contain my secret affiliation, that is, AA-1025, meant anti-apostle. I was therefore led to think that the number 1025 was my service number. To my great surprise, I had guessed right. Therefore, I cried out, 1,024 priests or seminarians have entered this career before me. That is correct. He answered coldly. I was not discouraged, but hurt and furious. I would have willingly strangled those 1,024 men. I only said, do you really need that many? The uncle only smiled. I was useless to hope that I could conceal my thoughts, so I added pitifully, one must believe that they did not accomplish much good work if you continue to recruit more of them. But he would not satisfy my curiosity. I wished at least to learn if I could come into contact with some of them, but the uncle assured me that I would never know even one of them. I did not understand. I felt disconcerted. How? I told him, can we accomplish good if we are dispersed and deprived of coordination and competition? As for coordination, he replied, do not worry, we have seen to that. But only those who hold rank know how it functions. As for competitions, we rely on the love of the party. I had nothing more to answer. Could I say that the party would not realize anything worthwhile in atheism until I became head of that service? I was so firmly convinced that it was so that I relegated my 1,024 predecessors to the category of absent ticket holders.